Don't make Uncle Sam your partner. In this educational episode, I'm going to address why an IRA or 401k is a horrible partnership with the government and what you can do that is far better. So I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for nearly 5 decades, helping thousands of people optimize assets, minimize taxes, and empower what I call their authentic wealth. So helping people prepare for a comfortable retirement, I have noticed that most Americans, I feel, are duped into putting pre-tax dollars into traditional IRAs and 401ks. And they don't even realize what they're doing. They're sort of following the herd. 91% of Americans, in fact, put money into tax-deferred IRAs or 401ks. And when I ask them why, they say, well, because everybody's doing it. And they told me I would likely be in a lower tax bracket when I retire. And then I tell them, do you know that has not really been true or axiomatic now for more than 25 years? Most people who save money are not in lower tax brackets when they retire. And I have to reveal that it's really a partnership. See, it's not a sole proprietorship. An IRA or 401k is a partnership with the government, Uncle Sam. And so when people would oftentimes come to me with their yet-to-be taxed IRAs or 401ks, I would usually ask, are you planning your retirement or Uncle Sam's? Because they would be sitting there looking at their nest egg and realizing that's not all my money. I didn't think about that. In fact, I can't believe how many Americans say, you mean I have to pay tax on these? Yes. Yeah, you got a tax break on the seed money. But when you go to withdraw or harvest your money, now you have to pay tax. And they go, ooh, golly, I'm not in a lower bracket. I save money. I've been killing my deductions. Yep. You were going down the highway with one foot on the gas pedal and the other foot on the brake pedal is the way I put it. So most people, they get rid of their deductions because they pay off their house. They don't have those mortgage interest deductions. In retirement, you're not contributing money to IRAs or 401ks. You don't have those deductions anymore. Your kids are gone, or if they're not gone, if they move back in, you can't deduct them anymore. Congress keeps raising taxes because of irresponsible government spending and the printing of money. Inflation is a hidden tax. If you're a business owner, you don't have those deductions anymore. So people find themselves in as higher tax brackets. And this is what causes most people to outlive their money, taxes and inflation. Now, I usually will create a little scenario like this when I'm in front of a public seminar. So would you go into a partnership with somebody that said this, hey, let's go into business together. Here's the deal. You do all the work, and I'm going to get 25, 33% of whatever you sell this business for down the road because I'm your partner. And so here's the deal. If you try to take any distributions or sell this business before the age of 59 and a half, I'm going to require another 10% on top of the 33% as your partner. But if you do not sell the business and start giving me my share by age 72, I'm going to penalize you 50% and get my, 33%. But you know what? I reserve the right that if down the road I feel like I'm more hard up than you, I can change my percent that I get when you get ready to liquidate the business. I can change from 25 to 33%, or I can change it up to 40%, 50%, or 60%. You ready to agree? Let's shake on that. Would you go into a business partnership with a partner like that? And people go, absolutely not. What are you talking about? I said, I'm talking about your IRA or 401k. I just described a traditional IRA or 401k. And all of a sudden, the blood drains out of their face and they're, oh my heck, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, it's sort of like a partnership and they didn't realize it. And so I would recommend not going into a partnership with Uncle Sam where they have a permanent tax lien on what you accumulate in your IRAs or 401ks. because you're going to have a hard time getting out of that trap. I know, because I've helped many people get out of that tax trap, and they have to perform what I call a strategic rollout, get the money out, and the tax is over and done with sooner than later. Because what do most people get convinced to do? If they don't need the money, stay in the partnership. Keep deferring if you don't need the money until you're age 72, and then take out RMDs, required minimum distributions. Just give Uncle Sam the minimum, and they think they're saving tax. No, you are paying for the rest of your life, your spouse's life, and when you leave behind anything to your children. If you do the math, and I have a software program that shows this, most people are flabbergasted with the amount of tax they will pay if they follow the herd, defer until age 72, and take RMDs. That's the worst advice for most Americans. And so I convinced them, no, you got to get the money out and the tax is over and done with sooner than later. You need to get out of this tax trap and move into something that's going to be tax-free from now on. I prefer what is called a laser fund, a max-funded index universal life insurance contract, because at the end of the day, when you die, it will blossom, transfer tax-free, and reimburse you for the taxes that you paid during the rollout. But you'll increase your net spendable income by 50%, 100%. Some people even double, triple, and quadruple. We've had many, many people go from after-tax income out of their IRAs or 401ks of $16,000 a year up to income of $50,000, $60,000, $75,000 a year with the same $750,000 nest egg. We have done it, hundreds of times for people. So when I'm talking about this, people would come in to me and I'd say, I want you to bring into the first appointment your after-tax IRA or 401k statements. And they go, after-tax statements? I knew they didn't have them. I go, I'll have to calculate those. And then they're shocked when I show them their $1 million nest egg in their IRAs or 401ks is not all their money. Only about, 670,000 of it is their money. The rest belongs to their partner, their hidden partner. So this is why many times in periods in American history, like after 2008, when Americans lost up to 40% on the average in their IRAs or 401ks, this is why Time magazine came out with a cover story, why it's time to retire the 401k, and what you can do instead. The author of this article was Stephen Gandel, and he said, the IRAs or 401ks are a rotten repository, a financial flop for our retirement reserves. Now, he was talking about the market volatility, where so many Americans for the second time from 2000 to 2010 watched a 40% loss. $1 million nest egg went down to $600,000 two times in that decade, and it took until 2012 to just make back what they lost. People using my favorite vehicle, the laser fund, they didn't lose when the market went down. They didn't make much of anything, but they didn't lose. And most of them ended up with double to triple the amount of money at the end of that 12-year period instead of just getting back to break even. Their $1 million that they had in the year 2000 was worth $2.5 to $3 million in 2012, when most people who have their money in IRAs or 401ks in the market were barely back to the $1 million they started with 12 years earlier. Do you want to learn how to do this? Well, I can show you how to learn about this strategy and why you shouldn't have Uncle Sam as your partner. This is, again, called the Laser Fund, and this book has been flying off of our warehouse shelves. I want to gift you a copy. It's 300 pages, but it's actually 2 books in one. It retails for $20 on Amazon. You don't need to pay that. I'll gift you a free copy. But let me explain the book. It's actually 2 books. This side is for the left brain learner. And if you like charts and graphs and percentages, examples, this side is 14 chapters, about 200 pages. If you're more of a right brain learner, you learn by stories and examples. There's 62 actual stories of how the Laser Fund is the superior financial vehicle, not only for retirement, but for college funding, for your kids and grandkids, real estate management, your business working capital, emergency funds. If you're a school teacher, police officer, firefighter, better than taking the survivor benefit when you retire. And so This is a laser fund. This will show you how to diversify and create the foundation for a tax-free retirement. How do you get your free copy? Simply go to laserfund, L-A-S-E-R fund.com, or click on the link below. You contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I cover the rest of that cost, and I pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy to you. When you're in there, check out if you like to listen and learn, watch and learn. There's also educational webinars we teach on a regular basis. They're free. You can even schedule an appointment to talk with an IUL specialist that will create some illustrations to show you how a properly structured laser fund can help you avoid having Uncle Sam as your partner and accumulate, access, and transfer your money totally income tax free.